What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Triple Z. I'm your host, Isaiah Henry. The Houston Rockets continue to prevail, winning 15 of their last 17 games, with their two latest wins being up against the OKC Thunder and the Golden State Warriors. Let's talk about it. Friday night, the Rockets defeat the Thunder for the second time this season, 125-111. Impressive win for the Houston Rockets, who are holding on to that 2 seed in the Western Conference. They understood the magnitude of this game, playing the best team in the league. No Dillon Brooks, but that's no excuse, especially when every game down the stretch of the season matters for seeding. Ime Udoka, who will be a finalist for winning Coach of the Year, has done a terrific job of preparing this team to compete every single night, and he is the head of the snake for this Houston Rockets team. You saw throughout the game the different looks he threw at OKC on Friday night, playing zone, a double big lineup with Sengun and Steven Adams. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Small ball lineups and traditional lineups, and it served Houston tremendously well, improving their home record to 29-11. Alperen Sengun, 31 points, 11 of 21 from the floor, 9 of 12 from the free throw line. He was the best center on the court. Nobody can stay in front of him, could stop him in the post, literally just going through Chet Holmgren's chest the entire night. The footwork, hook shots, soft touch, playing bully ball, attacking switches. He was really playing towards his strengths. Jalen Green's season average against OKC this season is 13 points per game. Friday night, he had 34, scoring in different ways. Mid-range, three-point shooting, running the floor. He had a crazy reverse dunk in the open court, got to the free throw line 10 times, made 9 of them, drawing fouls, attacking defenders while they're off balance. He had 5 assists as well, reading the help defense and dropping off the pass to his teammates. The Rockets, I learned this throughout the broadcast, listening to the broadcast Friday night. The Rockets are 26-9 when Jalen Green leads the team in scoring, and are 13-1 when he scores 30 points or more. He deserves a ton of credit for helping this Rockets team clinch a playoff spot. The Houston Rockets destroyed OKC on the glass, 48-33, 14 offensive rebounds for H-Town, 7 for OKC. Amen Thompson, 8 rebounds. Steven Adams, 12 rebounds, 6 of them being offensive. And Jabari Smith Jr. off the bench gave you 17 rebounds. Great job of closing out a defensive possession with a defensive rebound. The Houston Rockets are the only team in the NBA to beat both OKC Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers 4 times this season. So they got the win Friday night. Then Sunday night, the Rockets get a big win in the Chase Arena versus Golden State, 106-96. This felt like a playoff game. Both teams realizing these are must-win games down the stretch of the regular season to secure a top 6 playoff spot in the Western Conference. The intensity, playing for something bigger, not backing down from the moment, the physical play. This is the 5th time the Warriors and Rockets, including the NBA Cup, are playing against one another, so things are bound to get chippy. Steph Curry had one of his worst games ever. 1 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 8 from 3. The Rockets showed multiple bodies at Curry, whether it was Brooks and Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun, or straight up Amen Thompson. And Amen Thompson was playing like he wanted a spot for first team all defense. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The Warriors couldn't play their brand of basketball comfortably, where the offense is flowing, the ball's moving side to side, their defense is intact. It was a game where they had to play scrappy, muddy, physical, and that's not who the Warriors are. Draymond Green is all of that, and you could say the same for Jimmy Butler, but the Warriors as a team just aren't. And speaking of Draymond Green, his emotions got the best of him in this game. He tried to get underneath Sengun's skin. It was the second quarter, 1 minute left, and the Rockets are trying to inbound the ball, but Sengun and Draymond Green are kind of going back and forth, flailing arms around, trying to establish their positioning for the play. And the referee steps in and basically says, knock it off between you two. And Draymond Green, you can read his lips, says, I'm not going to, you better call it. Call it then. So Draymond Green shoves his forearm into Sengun's face. It leads to Draymond getting a technical foul. He's pumped up. He's clapping at the referee. He's trying to get the crowd and his teammates pumped up, right, for this game. And Jalen Green steps to the free throw line for a technical foul. He misses, and what does Draymond do? Just immediately yells to the top of his lungs in the direction where the referee was. But it's still Rockets ball. So the Rockets inbound the ball, Sengun gets it, and there's a switch between AirPods, Brandon Pajensky, and Draymond Green. Brandon Pajensky is guarding Sengun. A mismatch. Sengun backs him down a couple of times, spins baseline, and finishes over the top of Gary Payton Jr., converging on the and one play. And Sengun is yelling. He's pumped up. He's not backing down from the moment. And the more I watch the game, the more I realize The Rockets were comfortable with things getting chippy and physical. Even head coach Ime Udoka was smack talking Steph Curry at the end of halftime while both teams are going to their respective locker rooms. Like, both teams know the vibes. They know what's up. With Golden State, they couldn't match that level of aggression and fight that Houston was playing with. And while Steph Curry is having a bad shooting night where the three's not falling, Amen Thompson is, putting pressure on him constantly, and there's multiple bodies being thrown at Steph Curry. I would have liked to see Jimmy Butler take over a little bit more. I understand the Warriors were riding the hot hand with Brandon Pajensky and Buddy Hill making 6 threes, but with this game being a determining factor of where you fall in the West, Jimmy Butler could have played a little more selfishly. Nobody would have questioned if Jimmy Butler attempted 20 to 25 shots or got to the free throw line 10 to 12 times, or instead of scoring 13 points, had 30 points. Like, nobody would have questioned Jimmy Butler. Nobody. But when I'm watching this game, Draymond Green's catching my attention because he's getting a technical foul. He has a small interaction with Dylan Brooks. He's, trying to be physical with Alperen Sengun. Steph Curry's is gaining my attention because he's struggling offensively. Brandon Pajensky and Buddy Hill are, picking up the slack offensively. But then I realized, oh, Jimmy Butler's there. I shouldn't have that reaction with Jimmy Butler. And I understand that he wants to make the right play every single time where he makes that extra pass or he rebounds or he defends. But in a game like this where we've seen Jimmy Butler in his Miami Heat days, and maybe those days are pretty much gone, but still, when you're signing Jimmy Butler to a 2-year, 121 extension, you're expecting him to elevate your offense and defense. But against the Rockets, when you're only taking 7 shot attempts, you get to the free throw line only 4 times, when Jimmy season average is around 6, 7. I can't believe I just said that. When he's supposed to do these other things, especially when Steph Curry is not having the best game, you look at Jimmy Butler to kind of lead that way, but he just didn't. So I wanted him to be a little bit more selfish with his play. But let's talk about the Rockets, because that's what we're here for. Amen Thompson will make first team all defense. His defensive performance versus the Warriors does help the case, but that's not the only reason. It's been consistent all season long. Amen Thompson is literally a defensive playmaker. His defense turns into offense, creating fast break opportunities. And that's where you see the athleticism, the speed, the body control from Thompson. The defensive impact he plays with has him as one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. On ball, the combination of being 6'7" with his speed and toughness to fight over screens and stay attached to his assignment makes it difficult for the opposing player to create space. As a help defender, his timing to recover as a low man, whether it's leading to a trap or him blocking a shot at the rim, disrupts everything. There was one play in this Golden State game where Brooks and Thompson had a miscommunication and both switched out to Curry on the wing. Jimmy Butler made a slip towards the rim, and Brandon at the top of the key sees Jimmy Butler free. He throws him the lob. Amen Thompson recognizes the play happening and covers so much ground from the three-point line into the paint and swats the pass. He is literally everywhere. It feels like there's 2-3 bodies of Amen Thompson on the court, and he's causing havoc defensively, which is disrupting your offensive rhythm. He's great. He's probably one of the best players in the dunker spot or roaming the baseline, either for a layup or a dunk. He eats up space in that area. Even when he's cut off on the baseline, his vision of scanning the floor and kicking it out to shooters goes unnoticed. The double big lineup of Steven Adams and Alperen Sengun, it's genius. Now, it's a small sample size, but in 144 minutes played together, they have an offensive rating of 129 with an offensive rebounding rate of 47, let's say 50, with the team shooting 38%. The Rockets shoot 38% when those two players are on the floor together. And they have a defensive rating of 93, holding opponents to 31% shooting from 3. The timing of the double big lineup was executed so well because when Curry was on the bench, you can run zone with Steven Adams and Sengun, and Ime Udoka typically flip-flops between Jabari Smith Jr. and Tari Eason. If you ask me, I like Smith Jr., filling in that third spot. And you get a good mixture of their strengths, and I'm saying that for Sengun and Steven Adams. you're going to feel Steven Adams on a screen. He's going to box out on every possession, cleaning up the defensive glass and grabbing a few offensive rebounds. Amen Thompson, Steven Adams, and Sengun are all top 20 in offensive rebounds. Sengun is number 8 with 3.4. Steven Adams is 15 with 2.8, and Amen Thompson is 17 with 2.7 rebounds per game. Sengun can play bully ball, can operate on the perimeter. He's a threat to score, play, make, rebound. He can get to the free throw line. He's a serious problem. That's why he is an all-star. When you look at the Rockets from last year, they were a 41-win team who missed the play-in. And now they're a 52-win team who are second in the West. And they're only going to get better. They have a great young core. They're loaded up on draft picks. They have their own. They have some from the Phoenix Suns. They have some from the Brooklyn Nets. You can only build on from here. And I don't know where Houston is going to fall in the postseason, but whatever series they play, it will be 6 or 7 games. They're that damn good. Thank you for listening to Triple Z. Appreciate you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Zzz.